What is going on, everybody? Today is Wednesday, July 11th. It is 10:30 a.m. I just wanted to go over a little recap with you guys. I took a trade today on MTSL. Nice little bounce play on it. I locked in a little $200. Uh, I'll show you guys. Transition, as you can see right down there. I am up now 500 on the week, and I think I'm probably going to be done for the week. I don't like to get greedy, and I like to uh, just always observe the market and the market conditions and not get over aggressive. Um, as of right now, I would say we still have momentum in the market. It's just we're not seeing any breakouts really right now, and there's a lot of fake out breakouts and a lot of pump and dumps. I didn't trade yesterday, which was Tuesday, simply because there was no really hot news that came out. The only thing that had news was BLIN, and let me pull that up here. So BLIN, and that gapped up huge pre-market, as you can see right here. Went from $1.30 to pre-market to a high of 320. Then when the market opened, it washed out, and then it had a red to green move and had a move up from 250 all the way up to 375. So you could have had a good profit right there, a good bounce. I was in the market all day yesterday, just observing it, and there was this one, and there was also MTSL yesterday. MTSL right out of the gates yesterday just started going crazy. This went from $1.11 all the way up to 320, falls all the way down to $1.70, up to 278, and then towards the end of the day there, look at this. This is why you never underestimate tickers and always keep an eye on them. This sold off at the end of the day, and then look at that. It bounces right off of $1.80, right around this support right here, and just gets momentum the last 15 minutes of the day and goes from $1.80 all the way up to 275, and it even went higher after hours. This went all the way up to $4 from $1.80. There was no news on this. It was all just momentum. And the next day it gapped up to 575 at 740. But then after that, the show was over and everybody just took their profits and it sold down. And this is what I traded today. I just looked out. I just looked for pretty much just panic selling right at the open for this to drop down and just get a good bounce on it. And that's exactly what happened. I could have executed this trade better, but profit is profit. I'll take it. Let's just go over it a little bit for you guys. So this stock opened right at $4. Let me take this off real quick. Opened right at $4 and immediately dropped down to $3 or around $3. It bottomed at $2.94. $3 is going to act as a mental resistance, and if you take a look back, $3, that was a resistance right here. When it had this morning spike, it couldn't get over really $3. So it bounces at $3 and it's a mental resistance. And what I noticed it started doing was it just started grinding up, slowly grinding up, making higher lows every single time. And you've seen how it was coming up here and making a U shape on this at 365. So this was a really good setup, as I was looking for the break of the U, and also to come up here to a mental resistance of $4, which was the exact open for the day, and to blow through that and just have momentum and surge up. It surged up a little bit to 415, but this was still a very profitable trade. Let me put my trades back on there to show you guys. So I jumped in right here with 800 shares at 346. I like to try to buy at around either a whole dollar level or a half-dollar level. That's just how I am and how I trade. I just think it's easy. I don't like to just randomly buy on a chart. I like to, um, like I said, buy around whole dollars or half dollars. So I bought here at 346 and I had my risk. My risk was a little high on this. I put my risk right at the bottom of this red candle here if it was to drop below 310. So I have about a 35-cent risk right here, and I'm looking for this to go up to $4, and that's where I was looking to sell. So I got in and it starts to move up, comes up to this U and pulls back. So I'm like, all right, we got a failed breakout right here. It couldn't break this U shape. So it pulls back, and when it pulls back, I seen that it was still continuing to make higher lows. You see that? It didn't fall below this one. So all right, I said this thing's still trying to squeeze up. And that's exactly what happened. It broke over this U shape here. And as soon as it broke over this U shape, I immediately sold half. I'd like to lock in something just in case it goes south on me. So I locked in half, and then I had a big red candle right here. You see how it pops up to 389 and then it drops all the way down to 350. That's a lot of volatility right there. That's 40 cents volatility right there all in 1 minute. So as soon as it pulled back and got a bounce up, I just to be safe, I sold another 200 shares. And I was just going to let my last 200 ride. And with my last 200, I got really, really greedy with it as this popped up to $4 here, kept banging at the wall at $4, pulling back, and then it finally broke through and it hit a high of 412. And like I said, I got really, really greedy on this, and I should have locked in my last profit with my 200 shares, but I got greedy. I don't like to predict stocks. I just try to stick with your plan. And that's what I'm disappointed in myself about. I didn't really stick with my plan 100% with this trade. Um, so it pulls back, and when it pulled back below $3, I said, all right, if this falls back below 390, I'll just sell my last 200 shares. And it happened so fast. As soon as it dropped below 390s, I went to go sell it, and it sold me at 376 with my last 200 shares. So I locked in all in all total in 43 in about 11 minutes. I made $200. I mean, I can't complain with that. Um, that's that's actually all right, you know. Profit is profit. I'll take it. This is all about taking singles. Singles add up over time. The more singles you have, the more they'll add up over time. And when you get in on a trade, it's a very, very important to cut your losses very fast and to always stick to your plan and your stop loss. And always have a plan when you get in on a trade. Just like when I got in here with my 800 shares, I had a plan for this to move up and scale out. And if it was to drop below this bottom red candle here, I was gonna just completely cut my loss there. So there's this trade. Like I said, I've been noticing a lot of fake out breakouts, and there are a lot of pump and dumps going on right now in the market. Um, see like ORP and a lot of stocks, low float stocks hitting the high of day momentum scanner. And as you see here, look at $1.75 to 220 falls right back down. You don't want to be chasing low float pumps like that, especially if they don't have any news. Try to stick to stocks that have credible news with it and along with volume. You want traders to be looking at
NGVC,
other stocks.
NGVC, NGVC,
Sorry guys.
NGVC.
So, and then another one that got halted was WMLP, and right at this opened at $1.70, really fast, ran up to 264. It got halted, it got unhalted, and look, it just crashed back down. You do not want to be chasing these low float pumps like that. Like I said, you will lose your butt more times than most. And another one was MYOS. So as you see here, this spiked up to 230 from $1.50, pulls back, and then this is a fake out breakout to me. Yeah, it broke here at 230, but it only went up 20 cents. So, I mean, you can't really get greedy. If you were to buy at the break right here, you'd have to be fast and hurry up and lock in your profits as it just pops up. And it just looks like we're in a market where you're going to have to play bounces and scale back a little bit, scale back and wait for momentum to really return where breakouts are breaking out huge. A lot of pump and dumps going on right now, like I said. What was the other one? DFBG? MDGS. This was the other one. This one really surged, and this is another pump. And this opened up at $1.28, and just kept surging and surging and surging and surging all the way up to 255. And now look at it, it's just slowly fading off, but this still could have potential. But just remember, this is a pump. I mean, it doesn't have any news to back it up, and the last thing you would want to do is get in on a pump only to have the SEC halt it, have a T12 halt on it, and do an investigation on the stock on why is this stock up so much with no news. You always got to protect yourself, and that's why it's always good to play stocks that have credible news to back it up. So yeah, you don't want to play pumps in case the SEC does a T12 halt on it, or everybody that's pumping it, more than likely it's a chat room that's pumping this low float stock. So you get in on it at the top, and everybody in that chat room dumps their shares on you, and you just lose all your hard-earned money. So I just thought I'd make a quick little video for you guys to do a recap of yesterday and today. 2 trades this week, up $500 on my account. Stay humble, always study, and don't get greedy in the market. There's also another one that did really well. This one was a pink sheet stock. Where is it at? I had it on here. Might have finally fell off now. But this was a sub penny stock, below 0 cents. And this thing ran all the way up to 11 cents yesterday, closing very strong. And today it opened up with the momentum. Oh, I'm looking right at it. Oh my goodness. So, it's this one right here. As you can see, it was a sub-zero stock here, and look at this, it just grinded all day, all the way up to 11 cents, and it closed at around its highs with momentum, and this opens up a little higher, sells off a tiny bit, and then just starts running, and it makes a high at 19.99, 0.1999 cents. But this is a pink sheet stock. If you're new to trading, I don't recommend jumping in on OTC stocks or pink sheet stocks, as OTCs and pink sheet stocks, they're just a whole different world of their own, and they're just a different trading style than the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, American Stock Exchange. These you can't really market order in, you can only limit order, and if you're trying to sell with an OTC with bad momentum, you're going to get crushed because everybody's limit selling out, and OTCs and pink sheets, they're not electronic like the NASDAQ, and where your orders are instant. Someone is actually at the exchange doing all your orders by hand. So they could, if they're filling all these orders, they could skip over your order, or they could just put your order on hold because they're focused more on getting these big orders out rather than your lousy, 1,000 shares or something, 200 shares or whatever you got. Yeah, but like I said, OTCs and pink sheets are a world of their own. Um, they don't trade with the overall market. Um, yeah, this is just a whole different other trading style compared to, like I said, the NASDAQ and all the other ones. Um, but once again, thought I'd give a quick update for you guys. Overview of yesterday. Yesterday was a slow day. Looks like even today is a slow day. No good news really. Nothing's really popping off. A lot of just pump and dumps. Low float stocks popping off and getting momentum. So during this time, it's good if you're new just to sit on your hands and wait and just observe the market and wait for that really good news release to come out that gets the market all riled up and be the next big thing. We're still waiting on BBOX to release something on what the social media giant is that they're teaming up with. They haven't released anything, and all day yesterday this just sold off, and it started to do something towards the end of the day, and even today it's a little weary. I mean, it's got a range of 20 cents, but we're still waiting for BBOX to release uh, what the social media giant is and what their next move is. So that is most definitely still on everybody's watch list. So yeah, during times like these, just study, guys, and study patterns. Just observe the market, sit on your hands, and wait. You don't wanna. You don't have to trade every day. Think of it as you want quality over quantity. I want quality trades over trading 10 times a day. I'd rather have one trade, be the big daddy. Like Tim Sykes says, you want to be a sniper. You want to wait patiently and wait for your opportunity and just capitalize on it. But all right, guys, be safe out there. Stick to your plans always, and remember, study, 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 study. You will get better at this if you study. Alright, guys. Peace.